Oh, the technical difficulties. Welcome, Merdell Sports Network. I'm Dan. This is Derek.
Sup?
Dave.
We're back, baby. We're on.
This is our third podcast of the day, baby. Let's go.
We're in. Go.
All right, I'll put that up as a separate. What we already recorded about the Yankees, I'll put it up as a separate video.
Sounds good.
We just talked about the Yankees, and where do they go from here? What do they need? Obviously, they need
Suarez.
Suarez.
Yeah, that's where I would go. I would go right there. You need another stud. You definitely do. You're not hitting. You only got Judge isn't going to carry you forever. Bellinger's been doing better. Goldie's in a little slide right now. I'm sure he'll come out of it, but he's still over what we expected anyways.
Nice that he's in a little slide.
It's only what, over 22 or something?
He was batting like 330s down to like 260.
What I expected, what I asked from him when I called him, I said, Goldie, listen, when you come over to Yankees, I want you to bat 250. I want you to hit 20 home runs. Yeah, that's all I want you to do.
He does play an excellent first base.
He does, definitely.
So,
but you need a third baseman. Chisholm's got to get off third. And you got to decide what you're doing with Volpe. I'm sure you're going to ride it out, and you need another starter. You have to have another starter. You have to.
Starter.
You have to.
They have bullpen problems out the gang.
I mean, Brubaker isn't bad. You still got, you got that. The end of your rotation's fine now that Williams is doing way better. But I mean, you're all right. You still got Loaizaga in the mix. You got Hill's lefty, goofy, 89-mile-an-hour self is doing good.
Isn't it crazy that they could use Trey Sweeney right now instead of that? Who was that guy they called up for 5 minutes that they traded for Trey Sweeney for?
Yeah, the stud second baseman.
What's his name?
I can't even think of
it. So I'm looking at the Rockies here because they usually have a couple decent players that can be snagged. Ryan McMahon is one. That's probably it, really.
They've been talking about McMahon for like 3 or 4 years. Him and Brian Reynolds have been a big talk for the past few years. Obviously, they don't need Reynolds now.
Right. But to me, and I've been saying this, and I'll keep saying it until somebody listens, and you know what I'm going to say. Anthony Volpe's not a shortstop.
No.
He's not. And it's obvious. And they need a shortstop. They need to trade for a shortstop instead of trading for a third baseman. Guys, Chisholm can suck it the hell up or be part of the trade package.
Yeah.
Jazz Chisholm stays at third. Volpe moves to second. You got to get a mother effing shortstop.
Just think it's a lot easier to get a third baseman than it's a shortstop.
But Volpe's a mess right now.
I already told you what I would do. You're going to try to keep Spencer Jones down until he's 112 years old. I would call Kansas City. I know you guys think I'm crazy. And I say, what do you want for Bobby Witt? What do you want for him? You want my whole Scranton Wilkes-Barre team? And then I'll throw in Volpe too? What do you want for him? You want Dominguez? You want Spencer Jones? Tell me what you want. As long as it's not Judge at this point, we're on.
Okay, so if you are the Kansas City Royals, what would you take for Bobby Witt Jr.?
The way they say Spencer Jones is hitting now, that's huge. Now you take Dominguez. You can probably work on Volpe. Maybe you got, Volpe's still young. The Yankees could put together a nice package and load your team up.
Now, on the other hand, though, Kansas City has a lot of solid infielders. If you don't want to mortgage the farm and try to get, why am I at the shop? And try to get Witt, who, now, if you think about it from the Royals' perspective, not only is Witt their best player, but he's also a marketing tool to get people to come to the game. So it's going to take a lot.
But if Spencer Jones comes in, hits 270 and hits 35 a year, now you switch that, you know what I mean? And now you get a Dominguez on there who's going to only go up. He's only getting better. He went from not being able to hit lefties. Now he's batting 340 against lefties.
Right.
So, I mean, it's changing. It all depends on what direction they want to go. But as far as Yankees, I mean, if you could get another MVP on your team, I would go for it. I would empty the whole farm. Your farm system sucks anyways.
Yeah, it does.
If Ben Rice had to go in that package too, I'd send him. I'd empty it.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously not getting rid of Stanton, and this Mickey Mouse rotating Rice around isn't going to last. Somebody's going to have to sit.
JC Escarra
would be gone.
Trade piece. Michael Massey is someone I would look at, who's a very solid infielder. He's currently on the 10-day IL, but they'd be much more willing to part ways. He's 27, very solid infielder, left-handed bat.
Yeah.
And what do you give up for him? Probably not much.
Yeah. Volpe can go in that package.
That guy.
I can't think of his name. He was supposed to be the next guy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of power, but real good hitter and real good in defense.
And they traded Caleb Durbin for Devin Williams. So they had another infielder ready to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot they could do, but the last bit of baseball, Braves designate Alex Verdugo for assignment.
I feel bad for Doogie. He was so happy to be on the field again. I mean, he was only hitting 239, no home runs, had a handful of RBIs. Profar just came off the being suspended for 80 games, and they got a bunch of cash into him. So it just sucks for Alex Verdugo. Sorry, I almost said for Alex. Sucks. Yeah, I think he'll wind up somewhere. Just wish he could get it together because he's such a good player. He's good attitude, real good on defense.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously we hated him when he was on Boston, but he played well enough, especially at the beginning of the year, but he fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened, but
they said he was allergic to his tattoos. They said that was
How is that possible?
I don't know. They said that's what he was going through. He had a rare condition that he was allergic to the ink in his tattoos, and he's covered with them. I guess he gets achy and itchy and stuff like that. What?
Well, keep getting them then, bro.
You didn't get all of them at once, so you didn't notice that? Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. But yeah, it sucks for him. But hopefully he lands somewhere else. Even if, you land in Colorado and you play it well enough for someone to sign you next year. Yeah. Whatever.
Bat 250.
Yeah.
18 home runs.
Play A+ defense.
Yeah.
Which he did last year.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Okay, quick hockey news with NHL free agency coming. Florida Panthers re-sign all 3 of their players, which seemed impossible at the time. They signed Brad Marchand to a 6-year contract. You know how old Brad Marchand is right now?
What's he, like 37?
37. They signed him to a 6-year deal on a loophole because he was looking for like a 3-year contract at like 8-9 mil per. But they signed him to a 6-year, $6 million per.
Oh, Jesus.
So that after he's ready to retire, they're still going to pay him that.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of spreads it out. Florida's working some.
Oh yeah, working some Dodgers action.
Yeah, and they signed Sam Bennett first, and then they also got Ekblad, which Florida's the team to beat again. I mean, they're stacked top to bottom. They lost a couple like third and fourth line guys, but this is incredible. I thought no way they could sign all 3, let alone no way they could sign 2, let alone all 3, but they worked it. And then the last one, the other team to beat is the Golden Knights. Stacked roster, and they get Mitch Marner. Let me give you guys an example of what Mitch Marner is, because neither of you really watch hockey.
No.
He's Alex Rodriguez of hockey. He plays well all season, and then when the playoffs roll around, he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays, Toronto. The Maple Leafs fans turned on him, and he was ready to go. So they traded him. They got one guy in return. It's spelled Roy, but it's Wa. So I guess he's French. I don't know. But this dude's awesome. He's one of the top players in the league, top 10 to 15, like that range players. And Vegas got him for basically nothing. There were some tampering accusations. But Vegas is going to be right there with Edmonton next year, barring injuries, of course. Yeah. But they're stacked. Oh my God! So we got 2 bits of news there. Damian Lillard waived, and the Bucks signed Miles Turner. Milwaukee Bucks. So thoughts on?
Yeah, I think that's messed up because Lillard goes out with Achilles tear. He is going to be 36 by the time he gets back. It didn't really work out because of the injuries when he came there. I mean, Giannis and Lillard. I I mean, what a team! But
when he first went, everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, here we go."
And Lillard didn't want to leave Portland, but he's chasing those rings because that gets you on the top 10 discussion, top 20 discussion once you get those rings. But it just never worked out. They had their injuries, and it sucks. Giannis is pissed about it, but he gets
Apparently,
Miles.
they didn't tell Giannis.
They didn't tell him. Get Miles Turner for Brook Lopez, which he went to the Clippers.
How did Brook Lopez make it so long with the new NBA? I know he shoots threes every now and again,
was
but the
playing high level too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. How did he last?
Been around forever.
Yeah, it's been.
This new NBA, you'd think he wouldn't have lasted, but
then you got to think of it from the Pacers side too. You come off winning the Eastern Conference, you're in the finals, and you get rid of your staple guy, the guy that's been there for, I think his whole career.
I think so.
And
Probably
they
the
just-
third best pacer behind Halliburton and Siakam.
Oh yeah. We can't feel bad for Dame. He's going to be getting paid by the Bucks, what, $100 million plus, and now he can just go wherever he wants. Go win a ring.
And if he's back in time for the playoffs, they could sign him to a league minimum, on any contender.
Yeah.
So, unlike Dallas, might be in the running for
to Achilles tear.
yeah.
Like
Just if you put they got one set of Achilles between them. So
why not jump on Houston?
Yeah.
Houston's looking good. Their point guard's Fred Van Fleet, which I think his heyday's over. He's decent now, but
a good. I'm trying to think of a good defensive team that could use his offensive skill set, because you don't want to put him with
Houston's got a great defensive team.
Yeah. Maybe Golden State would want him.
No, I got Steph Curry though. You don't need two shooters from half court.
Tell that to all those championships they won.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird to waive somebody, but who's on injury. But the East is wide open this year. Boston is going to be a shell of its former self with everyone leaving, and then Mr. Mid tearing his Achilles. How many Achilles are we talking here? The Eastern Conference is riddled with Achilles injuries.
I think that's what the Bucks are doing. They're trying to win now because there's so many injuries. East wide open. You only got to go through the Cavs, really.
Yeah. Avs Pistons.
Yeah, they're upcoming.
So, and who knows? Maybe when Lillard comes back, maybe he'll sign that deal with the Bucks. Maybe he'll sign a league minimum.
Yeah.
We'll see. Keep an eye out for it. Clint Capella and Dorian Finney-Smith signed with the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, like this. They lost Dylan Brooks, which he's a great defender. You guys know Dylan Brooks.
Pain in the
He is a
ass.
pain in the ass.
Where'd he go?
He went.
I have no idea.
He went
I'll
to the
look.
Suns. I think he went to the Suns for KD. So they're filling their gaps, their defensive gaps. All they need is KD to come in and score. Like what Houston's doing. Are they a finals? They gonna be in the finals?
No.
Seems like KD has every squad he's been on has been like this, right? Is that Brooklyn?
I think his runs are over.
I mean, think about the Suns. The Suns team was stacked, and they did nothing.
Yeah, that roster was loaded.
It was.
Yeah, he's for category at this point.
Yep.
Knicks hire Mike Brown. Their firing of Tom Thibodeau clearly had no plan behind it, because they get the 17th guy that they interviewed. Apparently they interviewed Gino Auriemma and some lady from college basketball.
Yeah, the South Carolina coach.
Yeah.
They had nobody in mind when they fired him.
Gino's not leaving. He's not stupid. He's going to keep getting them rings for UConn. He's not
99
stupid.
win percentage.
Yeah, why would you leave?
This signing's respectable, but not enough to fire Thibodeau.
They're
That's
stupid.
insane.
That was just, we're going to blame somebody and drop the hammer.
Is this an upgrade? I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is. And I mean, there's a lot of pressure on this guy for, hey, if you only make the Eastern Conference Finals, you're getting fired.
Yeah.
Because that's what Thibodeau did.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's so stupid. This is why the Knicks haven't been relevant in 35 years or whatever it's been. Whenever Patrick Ewing retired.
It's not like the team you lost to left early. You know what I mean? They made it to the finals. Wasn't it Pacers who beat them?
Yeah. That was the series before the finals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like the team was junk that beat you. They gave OKC all they could handle.
I mean, just a couple years ago, the Knicks going to the second round, you're like, okay, Knicks, we had a good
making
season.
the playoffs.
Hell yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Hell yeah. Now we got to win the finals.
Yeah.
The only good thing I can see about this, I mean, obviously Mike Brown's a good coach, but he's the type of guy that would be able to handle the New York media, which is a nightmare, I think.
Yeah.
But he's like a veteran who's done it all. You know, I think in that respect it's good. But firing Thibodeau is just because, what, Karl Anthony Towns is soft? Is that why they fired him?
He yelled at me.
Yeah.
I told you about.
He told me I couldn't read good.
I told you about Towns' tramp stamp that he just got.
Oh,
you
my
said
God.
it. I didn't look it up to verify.
That should be our opening page next kick.
Nobody's
podcast.
clicking that.
What is it a tramp stamp of?
I think it's like a tribal. Are you gonna look this up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of I mean, they'll make the playoffs, so they'll go a couple rounds, but they're not doing better than this year.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
There's no way that was fake. There's no way. I've seen it multiple times.
That's his woman?
I guess so.
How do you?
It might be fake.
No way.
But tattoo, not tramp stamp.
I put tattoo first and nothing came up.
Why they show the
Yeah, it might be. What's this? This might be like a generic ass website. What the hell? Oh yeah, a couple fellas talking about stuff.
cool guys chatting.
All right, Karl Anthony Towns may or may not have a tramp stamp. Confirmed / possibly denied. Oh my God, man. Sean Gilchrist Alexandros III.
I seen them interviewing diehard Thunder fans outside of the stadium, and they said, "What does SGA stand for?" They had no idea.
Jesus.
What high school? What college did Shea go to? No idea.
What college you go to? I don't know. Memphis?
I don't know.
But I get your point. We're not diehard fans.
We're not diehard fans.
You got
jumped on the bandwagon.
You got them dudes out there that are bleeding the team's colors. And
who's your favorite player? Who's your favorite NBA player?
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, yeah, okay. Little loophole. Gotcha. So, I don't even know who I would, like, if I think of baseball, I don't know what college any of these guys went to.
I know where my favorite quarterback went. My second favorite quarterback went.
Yeah.
And I know where my first favorite quarterback went.
There was more questions than that. I was just trying to make
But I mean,
point.
even with that,
what does SGA stand for?
yeah, it's tough.
That's a tough one.
Nobody can pronounce that. Anyways, this guy who was second in the MVP voting this year.
The guy that should have won is getting 75.
But it's unbelievable. Yeah. It's the whole thing we talked about Lamar Jackson last year. His stats were better than Josh Allen's. Yep. But people were sick of giving Lamar Jackson the MVP every year, I guess. Anyways, 4-year, $285 million contract.
That's insane.
MVP, scoring title, finals MVP.
Okay. It's not an 8-year, $285 million
I'm just
contract.
trying to make the argument for.
There's no argument for this. I want to take this moment before you go to apologize to Juan Soto for being criminally underpaid.
Yeah.
This is insanity. $71.25 million a year for the third best sport, the third most watched sport in America.
Insane.
What are we talking about? $71 million for one season.
We'll definitely be around to see that 100 million. I mean, that 100 a year.
Just let that
$1 billion
sink in for a second.
contract.
And not only is this $71 million, but it is 71 million Oklahoma dollars. Meaning he's getting most of that. if it was like LeBald just signed a $51 million Lakers contract, that's probably like $23 million after California taxes.
Yeah. You get $6 million.
Yeah.
That's insane.
$71 million.
That's crazy.
You're like, oh, guys, why is it $460 for an NBA ticket?
You know, Nuggets are shaking in their boots right now. When's Jokic's contract up?
It's coming up.
He's going to be like,
he's got
oh,
1
I'm
year
getting
left.
75.
That number doesn't even make any
It
sense.
doesn't.
You better be dropping 50 a game, and I better be winning. You better at least in that contract give me 2 more championships.
You
I'll
better
tell you
at
that.
least actually win an MVP award, not a hand-me-down one.
So now, I got a question. Halliburton, in a different timeline, doesn't tear his Achilles. Pacers win the title. Do they pull a Luka? Same thing happened to him. They didn't pay him the max deal. They sent him away. They lose
No,
the
they'd still
finals.
pay this guy. Would
That's
they
a-
pay him
that's a fair
$71
question.
million?
That's a lot.
I just...
Come on, he's got to be able to feed his family.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That number just can't... My brain can't accept that number.
That's insanity. I'm just at
Like, what's the average ticket price in the NBA? Average OKC ticket price is probably $400.
Gotta be, yeah. $250 maybe?
What me and Dennis paid for the Dallas game is criminal.
yeah.
And there was no Luka, no Gafford, no Kyrie were there. And we still paid for the crap.
Crazy.
But back to my point. Luka made the finals.
Back to my point.
I
Yeah.
got sidetracked. Luka made the finals, and it looked like a team that was, okay, unstoppable, make it to the finals. And then they sent him away the next year. You don't see that possibly happening with this guy?
No,
shot?
unless they needed to trade him to the Lakers so LeBron could try and win a championship, and then they give him the first overall pick.
Yeah.
That would be the only way.
okay.
Yeah. Because if that conspiracy didn't go through, Luka would still be on the Mavericks. And
Yeah, that's
Cooper
true.
Flag would be a Utah Jazz or whatever. Whatever it is.
I was listening to some show, and they are dick riding the Thunder. Like, they're the best, untouchable, winning the next championship. To me, it sounds the exact same as last year. Boston wins a championship. Oh, nobody's touching this team. It's like every year you win the championship, you're untouchable. How many, through that playoff series, how many times did the other team have an injury? And who did they play? Their schedule wasn't even that tough. You got the Pacers in the finals. The Pacers.
They played Timberwolves.
I'm not trying to downplay the Pacers, but nobody expected Pacers.
Who did they go through to get there? They played the 8 seed, who was
Denver
like the
was beat up.
T-Wolves.
who was the 8 seed in the some scrubby team.
Grizzlies.
Yeah. So they played on their magical, mystical championship run. The Grizzlies, a beat up Nuggets team, the Timberwolves, and the Pacers.
Yeah.
Legends.
Legend.
Compare that to the Mavericks run that we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
The Dirk one.
Yeah.
But I pulled out my calculator legitimately. 285 divided by 4 is not hard math.
I'm curious how much money he makes per second or per minute. It's probably
They broke that down with Garrett Cole when he was doing it. It was like $1,700 a pitch or some crazy 17,000 or something. I forgot what it was.
Well, we can kind of figure that quick math out if you want to continue. So let's say 71.25 divided by 82 games.
Yeah.
He makes
What's your line?
$869,000 per game.
And he's
So-
only probably playing 55 of them.
Oh, that's a good point. If he doesn't, if he needs load management,
Yeah.
Jesus, he makes more than the entire WNBA.
before we go on WNBA. Breaking news: DeAndre Ayton
I seen that.
is on the Lakers now. They finally got their center.
They did do it.
1 year deal.
For who? Or he was a free agent?
I think he's free agent.
They said he cleared waivers at 5 o'clock or something.
Last year he was injured most of the year. He's a decent center. I don't think the Lakers had much choice on who to get.
Well, Portland just got that Chinese dude, and they already had Donovan Clingan from Villanova. What was the team that won back-to-back basketball championships? That big
Nova was winning. Nova had whatchamacallit though, right? Dude that's in the NBA right now.
What?
Dude, don't he play for Thunder? Didn't he play? No, he didn't play
Chet
for.
Holmgren?
He didn't play for. No, yeah, he didn't play for whatchamacallit.
I don't know.
Yeah, he Edie is who I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, Memphis.
He plays for
Memphis. Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, UConn. That's what it was. Okay, let's move on. I'm sputtering here. Caitlin Clark All-Star voting results. So she has the record for most votes. Dave will throw it over to our WNBA correspondent.
Yeah, she had over 1 million fan votes. I think it was 1.2 million. And obviously she's in front by far. And then I guess they do a league vote as well. And they said that she was the 9th best point guard, not player, point guard.
Not point guard, just guard.
Guard, sorry,
yeah,
in the WNBA. That's insane. That's your best player by far. She packs all the people in the seats. You guys are haters. It's garbage. I told you what I would do if I was her. I'd leave all this garbage ass team, all this garbage league, and I will go play overseas. See how they like that.
You know what's weird is when she's out there, they're double teaming her, they're pressing her.
And she's still dropping
court.
30.
You know what I mean? They're not playing her like she's the 9th best guard. Yeah. They are on her ass. So it's.
And her getting Sophie Cunningham's the best thing that could have happened to her. That chick don't take any crap whatsoever.
So this is probably an average. So I'm sure that somebody wrote 162, right? Is that how it works?
Wow.
It's an average. So your Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark comes over your desk and you write, oh, she's the 150th best.
Yeah. They say that they have the league votes, and that's what they picked her as the 9th best guard. It's insane. You're out of your mind. I could even swallow it a little bit if they said the 9th best player in the NBA, WNBA.
Yeah, she's probably top 5, right?
Yeah, I think she's 1, but I could have swallowed that.
Why?
If you
Who
said,
else is in the WNBA?
They got a few other chicks that are good.
They got that blonde from Fever, who I like. She's very good at basketball.
Sophie Cunningham.
Yep.
So don't disturb me when I'm cleaning my room.
Why is the vacuum on?
With that vacuum? There ain't no way, right?
Why does a dog like peanut butter so much?
There is no way he's using that vacuum. Would you trust that?
What would that do?
What do you mean?
It wouldn't do nothing unless you got one of them Hoover, them diesel ones that they used to sell.
Would you trust it though?
The guy used to come door to door trying to sell them for like $2,000. That
like
thing,
the industrial one.
Yeah.
We didn't grow up with a hose vacuum, so
yeah, you would be in trouble with the bottom part.
Never had a shot at it.
Would you try that? I wouldn't try it.
No.
Like, what if it malfunctions?
Start sparking and electrocute you.
You got the ambulance drivers trying to pull it.
Oh, Dick Vitale weighs in. He says that pure jealousy that WNBA players voted Caitlin Clark the 9th best guard. Someday they will realize that what she has done with a capital H in the middle for some reason. For all the players in the WNBA, charted planes, increase in salary, sold out crowds, improved TV ratings.
I'm convinced it's an average. I think there's just a couple hating players that put her at 150. It's just an average.
Yeah, of course. But
most people voted
still
her top.
trash.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna guess who's gonna be the MVP. But we're gonna predict, I should say. Guess isn't really convincing. So, who is the 2025 NFL quarterback of the year, aka MVP?
I want to say Joe Burrow, but I think you got to win games in order to be considered for this award.
Yeah, he missed the playoffs. He was top, I think, 3 or 4 last year.
I get a list of.
You don't need a list.
You know the quarterbacks. They're not going to pick anyone but a quarterback.
All right, we'll go. We'll go Patrick Mahomes. Gonna win it.
It's 100% Lamar Jackson. It's going to be
But
Lamar
didn't he win
again.
too many? Isn't it? How many did he win
But
so
they
far?
broke it up.
3.
They broke it up. He's
Yeah,
going
he's
to be
not-
back again, running for all them yards. I mean, you win games, you lose a couple games a year. 100% Lamar.
No. It is going to be.
Don't say Dak Prescott.
Rain
Oh my
Dakota.
God!
Oh
Prescott.
Jesus!
If he throws less than 6,000 yards this year, I'll be absolutely shocked. He's going to break the record.
That is honestly, that's a great guess because he was in the running for
Yeah.
it. It was him,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
him and Purdy were in the running for it last year.
Don't egg
Encourage-
him on, yeah.
If he doesn't win MVP,
Do you
I
know?
will be shocked.
Do you know who he's throwing to?
Exactly. Sedarian Lamb and Garrett Wilson?
No, it's
Or
the,
the
other
other
dude
guy.
from Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh Garrett Wilson guy.
Picking.
Pickens. Kenny Pickens.
That would be dope if Wilson was over.
It doesn't matter who Mr. Money Man is throwing to. He deserves every penny of that 60 mil. He's an absolute legend, Hall of Famer. He'll have his number up in the rafters and a Super Bowl ring to show for it. MVP, Rain Dakota Prescott.
I guarantee you
2025.
would not watch a Super Bowl if it was Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo. No, it wouldn't be Buffalo.
If it was Dallas Cowboys and literally anyone, I would not watch the Super Bowl. No. Doesn't matter who it is. All right, Offensive Player of the Year. Typically reserved for the person who should have won MVP. The man who should have won MVP, but they give that automatically to the quarterback, so Offensive Player of the Year.
Can't lose with Justin Jefferson. Go Justin.
That's what I was gonna go. That's a good
Were you really?
choice. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Give me not to be on him, but give me Saquon with another good year.
He won it last year, right?
Yeah.
Give me another good year with Saquon.
I think that they're going to dial him back a little bit to try and save him for another playoff
I
run.
think he's still gonna eat though.
Yeah,
I think he's
He'll
still
have
gonna eat.
1,500 yards with that offensive line. That's not even close. You know, I want to say Sedarian Lamb, but I think Pickens guy will take some of the pressure off of him, so he's not going to get it. You know what? I think Joe Burrow will win the Offensive Player of the Year.
I want that, but I don't feel it's gonna happen.
Yeah. But for some reason, he's sticking out to me. He's got a chip on his shoulder after missing the playoffs. They signed everybody on the offensive side, so they're going to get a lot of opportunities offensively.
Yeah.
So give me Burrow, because I want to say Chase. I truly want to say Chase, but I think Higgins and Chase will steal catches and yards from each other. So I think Burrow's going to be the beneficiary of that. Defensive Player of the Year, and then we'll do rookies and head out. Defensive Player of the Year.
Damn. Guy's name from Bengals, he's not signed yet.
No, they're not going to sign him. He'll be somewhere else.
Micah Parsons.
Why would you say that?
Because Miles Garrett wins it all the time. Didn't he win it a couple times? I want to say
At
he did.
least once.
TJ Watt, he is, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. Micah Parsons, contract year.
Give me which Bosa just went to Buffalo?
Joey?
Give me some Joey Bosa.
So the last Patrick Surtain won it last year. Garrett, Bosa, JJ Watt won it 3 times. The hell? Anyways. I think that Jalen Carter of the Philadelphia Eagles will be the Defensive Player of the Year this year. They're going to need him to be after all those defensive losses, but I think he's going to wreak havoc pending injury. But I think he's one of the top defensive players in the NFL, like across the board. And he's in his 3rd season? He's an absolute animal. and he's got help across the board. So, all right, rookie of the year. This one's going to be a little tougher. Fun fact: nobody has ever won the rookie of the year 2 years in a row. So maybe Jane Daniels can do it this year.
I'm thinking Ashton Genty is just going to go.
That's exactly where I was going.
Off. You're not a Travis Hunter guy?
Nope, not even a little bit.
They don't have anything going with the Raiders. Well, they got Geno now, but I think he's going to be the guy. He's going to be the centerpiece of that offense.
I agree 100%.
Well, we live in a cornball league where cornball quarterbacks always win. And I think by week 4, Russell Wilson will be benched for Jackson Dart. And this dude is going to sling it. I think Jackson Dart of the New York Giants, you're not going to see him the first few weeks. It's going to be Wilson and Winston, a combination of them.
I think you'd have to make the playoffs with that team. Considered.
But that team is trash. So if they go from 4-13 to 8-9 with him, and maybe they're 0-4 by week 4, he comes in and they go 8-5 with him, he's gonna sling it. I got confidence in him, and it sucks as an Eagles fan seeing it's like, oh, we got to deal with this guy for the next decade, but he's gonna be a little beast. So I think he's gonna come out firing. So Giants did real well in the draft. And last but not least, defensive rookie of the year.
Why aren't you going to do comeback player of the year? Who had a rough season last year and is going to have a better season this year?
Well, can we do this one first, and then we'll defensive rookie of the year. We'll do comeback player of the year after.
Can I get a list or something? Dave, why don't you take this one?
I'm sitting here trying to think of who I think is going to be a stud. We're going to send this to you, Dan.
Well,
who's really stands out that much?
I'm going double New York Giants. I think they hit 2 home runs in the draft.
Abdul Carter.
And I'm going to say Abdul Carter will have double-digit sacks in his rookie year, and he's going to win defensive rookie of the year. The Giants are cleaning up. I don't think they make the playoffs, but I think they're on a short trip to being contenders again. So,
yeah, I'll take it away as that. We're gonna just go with you. I can't think of anybody else who really sticks out.
Yeah, dude from Jags who's gonna be playing both sides. Does he win either rookie of the year?
No, he doesn't.
I don't think he can be. I don't think. I don't see him being a top tier.
I don't
on
either.
Either side. He's gonna be good. Sure, I'd love to see it.
There's a lot. Tony Khan, who is he does something with the Jags. He's owner of AEW, but he's the something of football operations with the Jags because his dad's the owner of the Jaguars. He says that Liam Cohen, the new coach, has free range to play him as many plays as he needs to.
And they'll be out of the NFL in 11 games.
What do you mean?
Done. Broken in half.
Yeah, but they don't really play though anymore. They don't.
Yeah, true.
If this was 2002,
true,
and you had the chance to get knocked out at any play, I mean,
yeah, true.
It's not really anything to be scared of. So,
come on, I've been waiting to say it. Ask the next question.
Who is going to be the comeback player of the year?
Aaron Rodgers.
No, although had a downsy.
Is he going to say Bryce Young?
Downsy year last year.
Not.
Bryce Young, baby.
Oh my God.
Borderline playoffs. Bryce Young's mark it down right now. You know I've been waiting to say it.
Why have you been waiting?
You know I have been. I got my jerseys in the mail.
No,
I can smell the tags on it, the fresh tags on that jersey.
I know very few things in this world, but one of the things I know is you don't have a Bryce Young jersey in the mail.
I'm telling you, I'll have it on next week, maybe the week after.
Really?
Yes.
You have one in the mail.
In the mail.
That's an absolute lie. What color?
Black.
Nah, you would have got blue.
It's got blue on it too.
You would have gotten the blue.
I'm telling you, it's coming.
That's a total lie. But for me, the 2025 MVP is going to be comeback player of the year. because he was out most of the year last year. And that's Rayne Dakota Prescott. Number 4 in your playbooks, number 1 in your hearts.
I'm going to start having a button to mute your mic over there.
Yeah.
Every time you get out of hand, we're going to mute your mic.
The Cowboy. I don't understand how you guys aren't on the Cowboys train yet.
I forgot they even had a team in Dallas.
Dallas Stars, Texans. No, that's not. Who you got? Comeback player of the year.
Say it.
I'm not. You want me to say Young?
Or the other one.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope that's Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's a good one. That is actually, yeah, I'm with you. He was on the Jets last year. You guys don't listen to me.
That was my second pick.
Sure it was.
They did get, look at that. Led right into that. I'm going to say they did get Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey.
Ugh.
Steelers pick up Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey in a trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Why?
Fitzpatrick famously wanted out of Miami a few years ago and was traded to the Steelers. So, full circle, I guess. Why what?
Why is Fitzpatrick going to Miami? What is Pittsburgh doing? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
So Aaron Rodgers likes the 2 tight end.
They don't
offense.
use them.
It's for blocking. And Jonnu Smith was a beast last year.
Yeah,
he was killing it. So he uses them right.
Yeah, maybe. And then you got Jalen Ramsey, who just turned 113 years old. Hasn't been relevant in a few years.
And he's also kind of a loudmouth, like detriment to the locker room type of guy. He's a Stephon Diggs type.
Yeah.
Skilled.
Yeah.
But kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Maybe Tomlin can rein him in a little bit, but
maybe. But I think we give Tomlin too much damn credit.
We definitely do.
Like he won a Super Bowl in what? 2012 or whatever? When was that Steelers one?
I think the last time he won a playoff game was like 16.
No way. That's crazy.
The Steelers are famous for keeping their coaches for a while, but he kind of inherited Bill Cowher's team. Because Bill Cowher won that first one with when they beat the Seahawks. Then that one in, what was it? Cardinals in 2010 or whatever? It was the Cardinals. I don't remember the year.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
I mean, in fairness to him, he hasn't really had a quarterback. So
ever since Roethlisberger left, yeah. But Roethlisberger was still there till like 2020, I feel like.
He's only 2 years older than Rodgers, so he could have still been playing.
Darren Waller comes out of retirement and traded to the Dolphins. I thought it meant for Tommy DeVito and Dexter Lawrence, but they're already on the Giants. Why do they still have Tom DeVito? I don't get it. But thoughts on Darren Waller, I guess, to the Dolphins. They needed him after the Jonnu Smith thing.
Doesn't matter. He wasn't good. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was nasty in Oakland, but
yeah, a couple of years ago, he was one of the top.
After
tight
that,
ends.
I mean, injuries and.
Which is weird because usually people are bad once they go to Oakland.
Yeah,
Or
he was.
Vegas
He
or
was a
whatever.
stud.
Yeah.
He went to the Giants. He probably got discouraged. Like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I ain't never
I'm
winning.
going to rap.
Yeah.
Let's start my rap career.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
How's that working out?
Divorced his wife. Started a rap career. Quit football.
Attaboy.
All in the same weekend.
And that money's drying up after she took everything, right? Oh, God. Bills' first-round pick, Maxwell Hairston, accused of SA, we got to say on YouTube, because I don't get about YouTube. Quick little rant. Everyone who says SA knows what the words are.
Yeah.
So why are we treated like children and can't just say the words? You know what I mean?
Weird.
Stupid. So thoughts on that? I mean, what?
SA.
Thoughts on this as a total, I guess.
And
In
this
a
is
lawsuit of doing that to a woman in 2021.
That's what I was just about to say. Why is this always years ago? What, now that he's going to make some money? You know what I mean? I don't get it. Now she's not scared to come out. Nothing against the woman or anything like that. You know what I mean? If he did do what she said he did.
I got something against her for waiting 5 years.
But that doesn't make sense. Now all of a sudden the dude's making money, about to get paid, you know, soon. Yeah. It don't matter. Yeah, it's just crazy that they wait all this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he did it, then where does that leave the Bills?
Yeah.
Because if he's... Imagine that. Something coming up 4 years later. It's like he's married.
They were like, oh, first round draft pick. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. But whatever. Thoughts on this? I don't... Just in general, I mean, if he did it, screw this guy. But if he didn't do it, then this woman should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
I feel like making false accusations.
Because you're ruined for life. Once this is said, I don't care. You've seen what happened to Bauer. Once this is said, it's over.
So with this, let's say his penalty would be 10 years in prison or whatever if he was guilty. If he's innocent, her penalty should be 10 years in prison.
Absolutely.
100%.
But yeah, he's
of course they're protecting her name, which they should if this is true.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's false, she should be prosecuted to the fullest extent.
Absolutely.
So,
this is just such bad timing. Why would you wait?
Yeah, it's strange.
First rounder.
At first round cash.
Yeah.
Very weird.
I don't know.
No comment yet, so keep an eye on it. TJ Watt not attending Steelers mandatory minicamp in pursuit of a new contract.
Yeah, he's unhappy with his contract right now. Teams are interested, obviously.
The final year of his 4-year, $112 million contract.
Honor your contract, dude. What are we doing? Why do we do this every single time, every single guy, every single year? Honor your contract.
Wants to be the highest paid. That's all. That's what it always is.
Well, that's fine. We can talk about that after week 18.
Yeah.
Why do we always do this? Honor your contract. You signed a contract. You played with the money. You loved the money, and now that it's almost over, now you're like, whoa. I'm going to get injured this year.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Honor your contract. This is so annoying.
Yeah, it happens, and when owners and GMs start putting their foot down and say, we'll talk after, until they do that, this is just going to keep happening.
So now what happens? You extend him to another 3-4 years and he gets hurt in week 3.
Yeah, then you're screwed.
Yeah. There should be, which I wouldn't have a problem extending him. You get injured, that money comes off of what I'm paying you.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Crazy. But then what's the point of signing it for the player? I just don't like this nonsense.
And you're doing it at the beginning of the year, so now you got everything.
They're gonna have to pay him.
Everything's all ruffled up, and I don't know. They just got rid of Whittem. He might be next. I don't know.
This is their 1 year. Aaron Rodgers probably only playing this year. They have to go for it now. They got no plan after this year.
But on the flip side, you could trade him and get like
smart because they don't have a plan.
Tell me Detroit wouldn't want to put him across from Aiden Hutchinson. Detroit would be willing to give up some stuff for him. That noise he just made, he's like, oh, Packers fan here.
Yeah, Jesus.
But literally anything. I don't like this. But he's a legend, but just play your damn contract, like Dave said. CBS. Anything else before we move on to cash or trash?
No.
Silence. Okay.
Yeah, because it's annoying. It's so aggravating.
Cash or trash, the Pittsburgh Pirates should trade Polsky. This is the same thing as we just talked about with Watt.
Trash. You got a guy that's generational talent. No shot.
What's that doing for him?
He'll get there eventually, but you got a guy like that. He's got to be the best pitcher in the league, right? I mean, I don't know much about much,
right
but I know
top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick Scooble's probably the best pitcher in the league right now.
I mean, this is 100% absolute cash. You're in 5th place. It's not, I mean, how long is this kid going to be flame throwing and being disgusting? I could load my whole team right now with one trade.
Yeah.
I could be relevant that quick, like that. Find somebody, and anybody's going to pay for him. You know what I mean? Because especially a team that wants to win now, they're going to jump all over this. Pittsburgh's at the bottom of the barrel. I would jump on this in a second. As soon as I get that fat package, I would load my team. And Pittsburgh would be trouble. They would be trouble next year. Not saying they're going to win it all, but they would be trouble. They'd be loaded because they have some pieces already. You throw 6 or 7 guys for Skeens. See you later, boy.
I feel like you could say that with any.
Oh, you could.
Any team,
It just falls with him only because they suck right now. They're in last place. A trade like this could actually change your season around and make them tickle near playoffs. You know what I mean? This could change them around.
You could say that Saquon Barkley. Let's trade Saquon Barkley for.
Absolutely.
So, you could say that for everything. I think once you get that kind of player, you should.
Only thing is,
if
you have him and what happens at I don't know how big his contract is, but what happens if you have him for 5 years?
He's on. Do they do rookie contract stuff in MLB?
I don't know how many
too?
they got him. Whatever it is,
it's probably a 4-year rookie contract.
All right, but what happens? What happens? You get through the 4 years and you're in last place every year. If you could change that around with one move, put you in third place real quick, or next year set you up.
Paul Skeens don't come around like that.
He's on a 1-year, $875,000 contract.
All right, now what happens to Pittsburgh?
You're not getting anything for him. Then.
But what happens to Pittsburgh next year? Pittsburgh's going to have to drop bank, which they don't do. They don't pay their guys like that.
Because if I'm Paul Skeens, I'm not re-signing.
Hell no, I'm not re-signing. I'm going to tell Steinbrenner open the checkbook.
Yeah, you could change the future of your franchise by. Whoever's got a great farm system, just absorb all that. And
empty it. 7 guys.
I don't think they're going to pay much for a 1-year deal. A half a year at that, right? Wouldn't it be only the rest of the season?
Look what people do just at the trade deadline. You'll see this all the time. Like somebody like Soto coming over. Somebody would unload when he was nasty. Last year, if somebody caught Soto at the trade deadline, they would have emptied their whole team for him to try to win a World Series that year. It happens all the time.
Padres did to get him. That's what the Yankees, what they sent to the Padres, they could use all those guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot. King was one of them.
Yeah.
And look at what they gave up. What Washington got. Holy hell, them dudes are nasty.
They traded Soto 3 years ago, and Washington they got a lot of pieces.
They got Woods, and they got a couple other dudes that are just disgusting.
Yeah. But with baseball, it's so easy to reload your whole roster, your whole system, if you got a guy like this.
Yeah.
And who's going to pay for him? Literally anyone.
Yeah.
And
it's just so weird how it works. I know what you're saying, but they just do it. Like Dodgers would unleash their whole farm system to get him to win another World Series.
Or, and I hate to say it, the Astros.
Yeah, they would.
But
because Pittsburgh doesn't pay, they're not going to pay this dude when he wants his $70 billion contract. They're not going to pay him.
Yeah, what do you do if you're Pittsburgh? You just sit there and wait it out and let him hit free agency?
You can't.
Oh, it's tough because he probably puts the few fans that come to the game are probably there to see him.
Yeah,
but you got to load that roster. Yeah, I'm gonna say cash. They should.
Which sucks, but.
All right, last one, cash or trash, and we're gonna play a little bit of fantasy. I forget what they call it, fantasy draft. If all players were available,
is this all right now? No prime.
Today, all players are available. You are taking Aaron Judge as the first overall pick.
I'm gonna say trash. I'd go Ohtani. He can pitch and
He doesn't play defense, though.
I think
Ohtani's a DH who pitches once every 5 days.
Him and Aaron Judge have about the same home runs, right?
Yeah. Judge is like 50 points higher in average, and then OPS and all that other crap, he's like
they have exactly the same home run.
Yeah, so and he...
See, now look at this. WAR is wins above replacement, which means how many wins you are better than the next guy that they would put behind you. Aaron Judge has a 6.1 and Ohtani is a 4 because he plays no defense. He DHs, and then every now and then he just started pitching again. So he has no defensive value. But Judge, he had that bad play in the World Series last year because he's trying to do too much. So that sticks in people's head. But he is a very good defender.
He is.
Strong arm, gets to the ball, and he's very good. But
Yeah, I don't care if I only have him for another prime 3-4 years. This is absolutely 100% cash. I'm taking Judge. I mean, he's probably he's the best hitter I've ever seen. Best all-around hitter. I mean, average, you can go to Gwynn and, people like that, but best all-around hitter. I think ever. People call me crazy, but all-around hitter, player, Judge is the best I've ever seen or heard of. You got Pete Rose with the hits. You got this guy, Gwynn with the average. But as far as an all-around player, give me Judge all day. I'll take the 3 or 4 years he'll be in his prime. It'd be nice if he was younger, but Yankees like to keep people down to their 36.
Yeah. I hate to do it.
I was thinking that was in the back of my mind.
Due to the age of Judge is the only reason. If we're talking both of these guys at 25, I'm taking Judge, no doubt, 100% every day.
Yeah.
But just because of the age, and Witt is a top defender at shortstop. He's top few. Speed, top end speed. He's one of the 10 fastest players currently in the MLB, and that includes that
you were telling
Tampa.
me. Yeah,
remember
you were
that Tampa
telling me.
dude?
Yeah.
Jesus. But Witt is an all-around guy who I want as my cornerstone shortstop in my franchise forever. And he's how old? 25. So Judge is what, 32? 31, 32?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason, really. 33. Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. 3 years, maybe. 4 years.
But that's where I'm going. My only other thought would be Acuna, but the injuries really, they shy me away from Acuna. Because when he's playing, he's one of the best players. But Ohtani, if on his off day when he wasn't pitching, if he would play some first base or some right field or whatever the hell, then he'd probably be my pick. But
because now you just Giancarlo Stanton my lineup, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least he can hit.
At least, it's a bit.
But now you don't give your other guys a rest, and
All right, so we're gonna do something here, really quick before. We head out. I'm gonna pull this up. So it's gonna be Dave versus Derek.
Down.
And
gonna be WNBA flashbacks, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember that time that we couldn't name the teams for WNBA?
Come on, man! I named like 8 of them, 9 of them.
Is that? How
I named a bunch of them. There's 11 or something. I named quite a few.
2.
So
you named one, and it was the one I gave you. You said Chicago Sky.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Why do you get to call it?
Do you want to go first or second?
We'll let him go first.
All right. So 20 seconds is the timer. How many NFL MVPs can you name in 20 seconds? And you guys are going to wager back and forth. If you say you can do 15 and you do 14, he gets the point. So you're not each going to do MVPs.
Yeah.
You're just going to wager. So you start at 5. Can you do 5 in 20 seconds?
I'll say I'll do 8.
Derek thinks he can name 8 in 20 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you? Well, you're not supposed to think of them now.
I'm going to let you tell me your 8.
Okay, hold on. So let me put a...
I mean, there's 4 obvious right off the jump, but I'm going to let you find 4 other ones.
All right. 20 seconds. Get up here on the clock. And you're just going to rattle them off. If you miss one, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to keep rolling, and then I'll tally them up at the end. All right. 3, 2, it's going to be on go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Brady, Mahomes, Breeze, Manning. Oh my God. 10 seconds. Why did I freeze? Bradshaw. Oh my God. Roethlisberger, no.
You forgot that. You forgot the past 2.
And Allen and Jackson and Rodgers.
You know what's funny is when I was counting, that's the first 2 I counted.
Those are the first 4 I did. I did Brady, Mahomes, Jackson, and thing.
I did Allen Jackson in my head, and I didn't say it. So I would have made
Eli Manning never won one. Drew Brees never won one.
Oh, so I thought Brees definitely won.
Did Terry Bradshaw win? He had to, right?
Yeah, he had like 94 rings.
Terry Bradshaw won 1 in 1978.
I picked 8 because I thought you'd go 9.
If you would have did like 6, I would have went for it. 8 was a little much for me to do 9.
Now, Dave, you get to gamble first here.
All right.
So this is going to be list of NFL rookies of the year. Now you can do offensive and defensive are on the table. So how many can you name?
That's pretty tough.
In 20 seconds again.
I'm not good on the spot. I can do 5.
Okay.
Take it.
You're going to do 5?
All right, hold on. Can I get a
No,
second to...
I didn't get a second.
You did.
Oh, I
to
didn't.
breathe in and...
All right. Let me know. You good?
Damn, I can't even do 1.
What the hell?
I can do like 3 maybe.
Rookies of the year.
Ready?
Huh.
Why didn't you start at 1?
Because I thought he was going to go over me.
Not after that performance he just did. All right. Ready?
No.
Well, we got to go. You can't just keep thinking of them.
All right, go ahead.
3, 2, 1, go.
Reggie Bush, Saquon Barkley, Jesus, I have Jefferson, Chase, running backs. Holy hell. Yeah, this is bad. Mahomes, Kelsey, Mannings.
So you guys both made the same mistake. He just made the mistake of doing. Do you know who won the Rookie of the Year last year?
Nope.
Jaden Daniels.
Did he
who won the
really?
year before? CJ Stroud.
I was thinking
yeah.
Stroud.
Yeah.
I didn't think of Daniels. I went too far back. Did I get any?
Let's see. You said Chase. That's 1. Saquon. What was the other guy you said?
Bush, Jefferson. Both Mannings.
Apparently Reggie Bush didn't.
Ooh.
Let's see.
It's too hard on the spot
Mannings
today.
did not. Your boy Patrick Mahomes did not start his rookie.
I didn't think so. I just threw it out there. I got a couple. What I got? 3?
Yeah. All right, let's do one more.
I didn't. I got
You got
Chase,
2.
Saquon.
You just started naming guys you knew that are good.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't get Stroud.
Alvin Kamara. You didn't get Rain Dakota Prescott. Are you kidding?
I was saving him for last, but I ran out of
I
time.
see. Okay, that's acceptable. All right, last one. And you're going to name teams who have 2 or more Super Bowl victories. Because we could do 1 really, but that's a little too broad. Unless you want to do 1. Teams who have won Super Bowls, because that's a lot, though. We'll be here a while. All right. How many can you name?
I'll go lucky number 8.
Ooh.
Damn, I was already at 6. Couple more.
8 in 20 seconds is a lot. I don't want to deter you. Go ahead.
I got 6 right off the jump. Go ahead.
You do 9? All right. You're
Name
letting me
your
do
8.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Patriots, Chiefs, Steelers, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. Saints didn't do it. Ravens, no.
Seven. I'm gonna give you the Ravens one because it is Ravens.
I was at
What
6.
is yeah.
I was at 6. You missed Packers.
What?
Did you say Steelers?
Yeah.
Did you say San Fran?
Packers, Niners,
That's
Rams.
what, Rams.
Not that many more.
Hmm. I
that might
had
be it.
6 off the top of my head.
Oh, Raiders is one.
I went and got that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was not bad. We didn't look too stupid.
We both sucked. It was
You
awful.
named some though. You were.
Yeah, that last one kind of made up for the first 2.
Yeah.
Was that it? Is that all of them? I think that was all the Super Bowl. Maybe we'll do an NBA one next year. think that'll do it for us.
This guy's got to go to work. Nice. I'm going to
All
eat.
right. Thanks for watching. This has been our faces. My face, I'm Dan. That's Dare.
Back of your head.
And Dave. My beard doesn't look as good as I thought it did.
Just lined up that side of your head. So it's good for the camera.
Just wave, Dave.
I did. I
There's
got
Dave.
the flex and everything. Bryce Young
Oh.
jersey right here. It's coming.
We
Yeah.
got the...
Following week is Caitlin Clark.
No, it's not.
It is. You told me to.
But you're not gonna.
I'm telling you.
There's the Lane Johnson and Trevor Lawrence jersey. Lane Johnson, Trevor Lawrence jerseys back there that'll be up on the wall. And somehow Dave is lying and saying he has a Bryce Young jersey in the mail.
It's coming, baby.
Nah, that's a lie. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later.